Now I am delighted to introduce our first keynote speaker, Prabhakar Venugopal, Director of Sales at Hitachi Vantara. With an impressive background spanning over 31 years of results-driven experience, Prabhakar brings a wealth of knowledge in enterprise sales, global alliances, sales management, C-level consulting, and entrepreneurship. As the driving force behind business growth in BFSI, enterprise and SME segments in West India, Prabhakar's expertise extend to data storage, enrichment, activation, and monetization. His professional journey has touched notable organizations such as Autodesk, Tech Mahindra, Intellinet, EMC, HP, HCL, and even a successful 5-year stint as the CEO of a management consulting firm. Please join me giving a warm welcome and a round of applause to welcome him to the podium.
Thank you. Thanks for this wonderful introduction. Good morning, all. I really feel very happy to be in front of all of you, esteemed audience. It's always nice post-COVID to be in front of customers, and it's another opportunity to interact with you all. Thanks again for taking your time out on a morning to spend with us. And so let's get into this interesting discussion around digital transformation. Digital transformation is a topic which we all touch upon. In the last couple of years, it has really been the buzzword. And from Hitachi Vantara perspective, we are looking at it more from how does data management happen and how a company which is rich in data can be data-driven. And that's going to be the topic of my discussion. I'll try to keep it brief, and let's see how it connects with your requirements, and from there we'll take it on. So we all today are data rich. What we mean by data rich, I still remember when we started our career, people used to have the systems in their data centers, and they used to have data in gigabytes. You know, people used to say 40 GB, 30 GB used to be a big one. And then from gigabytes, we moved to terabytes, and it's like 1 terabyte used to be a big one, a huge server running with 1 terabyte. And today, 1 terabyte is not even in a USB stick. So we are now moved from terabytes into petabytes today. And it's very normal today for an organization to say, you know what, my data center probably will have something like 5 petabytes of data, and I may need more. 5 petabytes is not sufficient. So organizations are becoming more and more data rich. But is that sufficient? People are having data, and why do they have so much of data? The idea behind organizations to have so much of data is to be data-driven. When we look at organization moving from data-rich to data-driven, what does that mean? People use this data to gain competitive advantage, or to gain insights with their customers, or try to optimize their organization in multiple fields. We touched upon 6 such fields, and there are many more. For example, when we look at customer engagement, today people want to create customer engagement as a build it over a multiple channel interaction. Gone are the days when interaction happened only over telephone. Today, interaction happens on social media, it happens on digital form, audio, video, multiple channels are being built. Same way when people develop products, they want to build products based on the data that they receive from the customer. I want to be relevant. If I am a bank, I want to develop a product which appeals to the customer. For example, if somebody is my customer on an auto loan product, can I position a mortgage loan to the same customer? So I want to develop products around it. Same way, I want to optimize my operations or supply chain based on the data that I have. And today it is a possibility, and I can do this comfortably. And in IT, very interesting thing is today AI and ML is allowing the IT managers and senior professionals like you to automate the whole thing. I would like to automate, and I would like to optimize IT using the data that I have. And finally, I also want to create the complete ecosystem in such a way that it is connected across multiple channels. So these are all the needs that organizations today have to be data driven. And it's very clear that that is something that we all want to go forward. If I have all the data, then I should use the data for something like that. And the interesting part is, if this is what it is, every organization should have moved in this direction. Everybody should have been data driven today, because it's so easy for someone to see that, yeah, this is what I want to do. But organizations are not able to do this, and they find it tough to do it. And what are the reasons it's so hard for an organization to be data driven? We have captured some 5 bullets here. I'm sure you can add more from your own experience. I'll just touch upon this. Mandar from the presentation is going to go detail into that. So I'll just touch upon why people find it difficult to be data driven. The first one is, today cloud is an important thing for every organization. You need to have a reason why you are not on cloud. It's not like any more a requirement for people to be on the cloud. It's like you need to have a reason why you are not on cloud. So, but moving to cloud is not easy for an organization which has been there for some time. If you are born in the cloud, it's a different setup. But if you are a manufacturing company, or you have been a bank for many, many years, moving to cloud is not going to be easy, because your application need to be modernized, your infrastructure need to be modernized, and you need to develop the complete ecosystem to be cloud friendly. That's not easy. That's the first one. Number 2, when we talk about data, we are not only talking about data sitting in the data center. It's not only Oracle database or SQL database sitting inside the data center, which is the data. Today, the data exists in the social media, it is in the edge, it is there in the branch office, and many times organizations don't even know where all the data exists. It is existing in multiple forms, but I don't know how to bring them to one place, and I can use that data to generate some meaningful information out of it. It's very tough for the organization to do that. So that is the second challenge. And the third one is, today you can call yourself as a manufacturing company, or you can call yourself as a financial products organization. But every organization today is behaving like a software company, because you need to modernize your apps, you need to ensure that your legacy application has moved into a new architecture. All of that means you are behaving like a software company, developing the whole thing from scratch. And it's not easy for an organization to do that, because your IT is invested in running something, not to build something from scratch. You are not a software company, but you are expected to behave like a software company. And the fourth one is the resource and skills gap, very, very relevant today, because organizations have experienced IT managers, right? You have AVPs, EVPs, and so on and so forth. They are all bringing a skill set from their own experience, which could be in an Oracle, in SQL. They have been doing something on backup or on database, or they could be an expert in networking. But suddenly you expect them to move in a different direction on the cloud side, and they need to be retrained. And it's not easy to train someone who's having 15, 20 years of experience in some particular stream to start from scratch somewhere and get trained and then move on. It's not easy at all, but we expect them to bridge that gap and move on. And the last one is from an infrastructure perspective. Organizations have been using IT for many, many years in India. At least in the last 20 years, I have not seen any organization which has not used IT for competitive advantage or to serve their customer. So they are invested in a legacy architecture which has been running and helping them for many, many years today. And suddenly there is a change in the way the architecture is moving towards. So you need to modernize this architecture and modernize this infrastructure. So all of this are not easy. And I'm sure each one of you are grappling with one or many of this, and you may have your own list, which we can add to this. So what do we do in Hitachi Vantara? We try to help the organization in solving these 5 or 6 issues. That is where we position ourselves, and this is where Hitachi Vantara comes in. And that is how I would like to introduce Hitachi Vantara as a company. And I'll take a couple of slides to introduce what we do as a company. I'm sure you all have heard Hitachi as a brand name. I was interacting with the gentleman who said, yeah, somebody has joined Hitachi in Pune. So Hitachi as a brand is very well known. And I just wanted to introduce Hitachi Vantara, which is one of a group companies of Hitachi. Now, Hitachi Vantara is a 10,000 plus company worldwide, 3,000 plus people in India. This is a company based in Silicon Valley. Santa Clara is our headquarters. R&D happens in Japan. Our manufacturing plant is in Japan. And in IT for 40 plus years. In India for more than 2 decades. Some of the leading banks, some of the leading IT services company, government organization, they all use Hitachi Vantara for their infrastructure. We have been there serving them, and our USP being, anything that resides in Hitachi Vantara infrastructure resides with the highest possible reliability, and it's peace of mind for the organization which has invested in that. In India, this 3,000 plus people, they are there in our development center, our support network, which is based in Pune and Hyderabad, and they are also helping the customers in re-architecting the infrastructure. And the advantage is for customers like you need something, we are there in India, you don't need to have the support infrastructure coming from somewhere. So when you look at Hitachi Vantara, Hitachi as a brand name in India is very well known as a storage brand. People have heard Hitachi as a storage vendor for many, many years. But I just wanted to introduce Hitachi is not only into storage, we provide a complete solution around the infrastructure space. While we are there in the storage space, whether it is in the block storage, whether it is in NAS, whether it is in object storage, we are also present in the compute side. We provide you an infrastructure which covers across all these aspects, and we have the deepest relationship with VMware, with SAP, with Red Hat, you name them, we have that. We have the infrastructure where we preload this in our factory so that when it is delivered to you at your site, you don't have to start from the scratch, you can just start with your VM configuration. That's the level of detailing that we do. And on the cloud side, where everybody is looking at cloud, we play a major role in the hybrid cloud perspective, whether it is setting up your own private cloud or you want to have a hybrid cloud where you have some data sitting in the private cloud and some sitting in the public cloud. We can do this architecture for you, and all our products are designed to work in this environment. Whether you invest in private cloud, tomorrow you want to go to the public cloud, or you want to have a bridge, our products are tailored in providing that comfort for you. That's what we provide, and this is on the infrastructure. And we also understand today customers are exposed to cloud, and hence they would like to have a cloud-like experience in providing agility and also in the consumption model. So today we offer a consumption-based model, which we call as Everflex, which is pay-as-you-grow model, and that is being provided to our customers in India. And we also manage the whole infrastructure if you want Hitachi to manage or our partners to manage. We also provide the managed services encompassing the complete thing. So we are trying to make it as flexible for the customer, and we also try to ensure that the customer can start small. You don't have to think, oh, Hitachi means it should be $1 million investment. No, you can start the way you want to start and grow with us, and we can be your partner in your journey. So this is what we do from a digital core perspective. From the infrastructure perspective, we spoke about this legacy architecture and modernizing this infrastructure. There are 2 or 3 points that I want to touch upon. The infrastructure that Hitachi Vantara provides is rock solid. What I mean by that is, we are one of the companies, the earliest one, to provide 100% data availability guarantee for the data that resides in our infrastructure. What does that mean? It means any data that is residing in Hitachi Vantara will never get lost, right? That's peace of mind for people like you. You are investing something, you are buying this, paying a few crores, few lakhs, or maybe tens of crores. What you want is the data that is sitting inside that should be there. You cannot expose your data to a situation where you are getting into a data loss situation. We provide you a 100% data availability guarantee for that. That's the first one. Number 2 is, today, we also provide a 4:1 data compression for our customers. What does that mean? Today, the technology is allowing us to ensure that when you buy 1x of real estate space, you can have 4x of data in that, right? That's what we provide for our customers. We do a study, there are cases where we have even provided more than that, right? So when you pay 1 rupee, you are getting 4x advantage of the 1 rupee that you are paying, right? That is something that we provide for our customers. And the third one I touched upon is on pay-as-you-grow model. So the infrastructure investment that happens from you gets you benefit in multiple ways, and that's what we provide from Hitachi. And when we talk about Hitachi Vantara, I spoke that it has been there for many years in the industry. We have been rated very well by the analysts, whether it is Gartner, whether you look at IDC, you look at any analyst, we are either there in the leader quadrant or we are in the visionary quadrant, and it has been there many years. And you can refer to any of this with your relationship with them, or we can share this with you. It gives you a reassurance that you are investing in a company which is something which has been trusted worldwide. And we also have partnership with all the relevant companies that you would want to have interest in, whether it is Cisco, whether it is VMware, whether it is Red Hat. We have the highest level of partnership with them. Same way, on the cloud side, we are the premium partner with AWS, GCP, or with Azure. And many of these products you can buy from us as a single vendor. What I'm trying to say is, for example, you want to invest in an infrastructure where you need to have some VMware, some Commvault, and Hitachi Vantara product, we can provide all of that. It is there as a single solution from our end, and we can provide this as an end-to-end solution to you. You don't have to go to multiple people to stitch your complete solution. The flexibility exists with many of this, and there are many more which are tailored for India, which is there. So if I summarize, what is it that we bring to the table? These are the 6 bullet points I would like to highlight here. Hitachi as a global brand, been there for 100+ years, and number 2 in India for more than 20 years, in IT for more than 40 years, 100% data availability guarantee, I spoke about it, a complete portfolio of what you need to modernize your infrastructure end-to-end. Hybrid cloud is something that we are investing continuously, and we can be your partner starting from the private cloud to the public cloud. And finally, we can provide all of this as a pay-as-you-grow model. That's in a nutshell what I wanted to bring to the table today. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for this patient listening.